What if I told you that one of the most powerful Catholic revivals on earth is not happening in Europe, not in Rome, not in Latin America, but in a group of tropical islands in Southeast Asia? What if I told you that while church pews in the West are emptying, here they are overflowing? What if I told you that in this nation dawn masses fill streets before sunrise, confession lines stretch across courtyards, and youth choirs sing until their voices tremble with devotion? Stay with me till the end of this video, because what you are about to witness is nothing less than a spiritual awakening unlike anything seen in our modern world. This is the Philippines, and Catholicism here is not declining, it is rising with a fire the world can no longer ignore. Across this archipelago of more than 7,600 islands, more than 85 million Catholics call this land home. Here, faith is not a quiet habit. It is not a cultural decoration. It is the beating heart of daily life. From the smallest fishing villages by the sea to the crowded streets of Manila, Catholicism lives not only inside grand cathedrals, but inside kitchens, classrooms, hospitals, fields, and sidewalks. It lives in the prayers whispered before meals, in the rosaries wrapped around rearview mirrors, in the small altars glowing with candles inside family homes. Here, faith breathes. It moves, it leads, and it grows. In a time when so many parts of the world are drifting away from the church, the Philippines stands as a miracle in motion. Young people here are not abandoning religion. They are claiming it as their mission. Parents are not stepping back from the faith. They are passing it to their children with pride and conviction. Grandparents are not watching faith fade. They are watching it ignite again in their grandchildren's hearts. The Philippines has become a lighthouse of Catholic hope in an age of spiritual confusion. And as you watch till the end, you will see why many believe this country may shape the future of global Catholicism more than any other place on earth. Step into the early morning streets of Manila, and you will see something extraordinary. Before the sun rises, barefoot devotees walk silently toward churches lit by warm golden light. Workers heading to their jobs make time for Mass before the day begins. Students carry school bags and rosaries. Market vendors pause before opening their stalls, whispering prayers for strength and blessings. This is not a special feast day. This is a normal weekday. Here, faith is not scheduled once a week. It lives in every sunrise, and then there is Sunday, the day the nation seems to breathe in unison. Bells ring from every direction. Families walk arm in arm. Children wear small white shirts and dresses. Teenagers hold hymn books. Old men and women carry rosaries worn smooth by decades of devotion. In every city, in every town, the church is not just a building, it is the heart of community life. People come not out of habit, but out of love. They come not because someone forces them, because they hunger for God. But if you really want to see the power of faith here, look at the youth. In many parts of the world, young people are walking away from the church, searching for meaning in screens and slogans. But in the Philippines, young Catholics are doing the opposite. They are running toward the altar. They want something real. They want truth. They want purpose. And they find it not in trends, but in the Eucharist, in confession, in Scripture. In adoration, chapels glowing with silent reverence. Students gather in universities to pray the rosary together. Young priests preach with passion. Youth choirs sing not to perform, but to worship. And in the digital world, Filipino Catholics fill social media with testimonies, prayers, and joyful evangelization. It is a new generation, not lukewarm, but burning. Why is this happening? Why does faith not weaken here? The answer lies deep in Filipino life and history. Faith came here centuries ago, carried by missionaries across oceans. But it did not remain foreign. It rooted itself into Filipino identity. It entered family life, music, storytelling, language, and tradition. It became part of celebrations and seasons. It became part of sorrow and survival. Because here, faith was not learned only in classrooms. It was learned in the home, in the streets, in moments of joy and in moments of pain. It was learned in typhoons that tore roofs apart, in earthquakes that shook the ground, in storms that brought floods and tears, yet never washed away hope. When disaster strikes in the Philippines, The first place many run to is not a government building, it is a church. When houses collapse, church doors open. When storms knock out electricity, candles are lit before statues of the Blessed Mother. When families lose everything, priests stand beside them, bringing not only food and shelter, but the Eucharist, the greatest comfort of all. The Filipino Catholic spirit is a faith tested in fire, strengthened in suffering, and purified in trial. This is faith that does not crumble. This is faith that kneels in the ruins and says, "Lord, I trust you." But faith here is not only about survival. It is about mission. The Philippines today is a missionary nation. Filipino priests serve in parishes across the world. Filipino nuns comfort the elderly in European care homes. Filipino lay missionaries teach catechism in Africa. Filipino workers abroad build prayer circles in cities where churches are scarce. Wherever they go, they carry faith in their hearts and give it freely. They bring joy. They bring compassion. They bring the rosary. They bring the gospel through simple kindness and steady devotion. They are not just workers, they are witnesses. Inside the Philippines itself, vocations rise with hope. Seminaries welcome young men who choose service over comfort. Convents receive young women who choose prayer over popularity. They walk away from worldly distractions, choosing the quiet road of holiness. Their decision inspires others. It tells the nation and the world that God still calls and hearts still answer. And then come the festivals. If you have never seen Filipino Catholic celebrations, prepare to be amazed. Here, faith is not hidden. It is sung, it is danced. It walks in the streets in barefoot devotion. The Feast of the Black Nazarene in Quiapo draws millions in a sea of prayer. The Santo Nino celebration in Cebu fills streets with color and joy. Marian processions light up towns at night with candles, hymns, and tears of devotion. These are not performances. They are offerings of love from a people who give everything to God. Catholic schools here shape minds with knowledge and souls with virtue. Students are taught not only to succeed, but to serve. They learn that greatness is not measured by wealth, but by love. They learn that life has purpose, dignity, and meaning, because every human life reflects the image of God. Hospitals run by Catholic institutions heal bodies and comfort hearts. Social missions help the poor, feed the hungry, guide the lost, and shelter the forgotten. The church here does not hide behind walls. It lives among the people and inside every Filipino home. There is something sacred. A small altar with saints, candles, and flowers. A crucifix above the doorway. A rosary beside the bed. Faith begins here. Inside families, inside hearts. Parents teach children to pray. Grandmothers whisper Hail Marys. Fathers bless their children before they leave for school. This is the church alive inside households, not only inside churches. So why is Catholicism growing so fast in the Philippines? Because here, faith is not an idea. It is a life. It is not a label. It is identity. It is not a tradition of the past. It is the fire of the present. It moves through youth groups and prayer circles, through priests and nuns, through workers abroad and families at home, through tears and triumph, through silence and song, through every sunrise and every storm, and the world is beginning to notice. When churches are quiet in the West, they are alive here. When some nations struggle to find new priests, the Philippines sends them. When many places grow tired of faith, the Philippines grows stronger. This is not coincidence. This is calling. This is grace. This is a modern Pentecost rising from the islands of Asia. Stay with this thought. What if the future of global Catholicism is being shaped right now in the hearts of Filipino believers? What if this revival is only the beginning? What if this flame spreads from Manila to the world, from Cebu to Africa, from Davao to Europe? What if God chose this nation, humble yet joyful, wounded yet faithful, as a torch for the next chapter of the church? To every Filipino watching, your faith matters. Your devotion matters. Your sacrifices matter. The world sees you. Heaven sees you. And the future will remember you. If this story moved you, if this awakening inspires you, then support this mission. Like this video, share it, and subscribe to stay with us. Your support helps us continue bringing powerful stories like this to light. Tell us in the comments what part touched your heart most and what you want to see next. Together, let us honor a faith that rises, a church that breathes, and a nation that prays with a courage that can change the world. Stay blessed, stay with us, because this is only the beginning.